I think this might be the biggest slap in the face the fashion world has ever seen. Let me say it louder for the people in the back. Hermes allegedly white-labeled Birkins to Walmart. Let that sink in. The brand that built its entire reputation on "you can't sit with us" energy allegedly just handed the Birkin bag, the holy grail of handbags, to Walmart like it was a clearance candle. And now, Jane Birkin's own daughter, Charlotte Gainsbourg, is stepping in and allegedly suing because her mother's name wasn't just borrowed, it was dragged into this circus.
You would expect from Walmart, this level of packaging. I think this to me feels like what I would expect would come from like DHgate or Temu or something. Is it a fake? Is it not? Why would Walmart, in my mind, dice with potentially getting sued by Hermes for launching a short-run series of bags that some of us would call fakes?
This is not just about a purse. This is about legacy theft. This is about a billion-dollar brand spitting on everything it stood for. Luxury, gone. Exclusivity, a joke. Trust, completely shattered. If this turns out to be true, and honestly, I think there's way too much lining up for it not to be.
Alligator Farms has workshops in France, and most bags are made by a single artisan. So go ahead and buy your DHgate bag, whatever bag, and see how it holds up over the years. Trust me, Hermes is not concerned.
It's not just a scandal, it's a full-blown identity crisis for the luxury industry. Here's the part that makes my blood boil. People are whispering, and by whispering, I mean practically screaming, about a quiet deal Hermes allegedly made to offload overstock Birkins.
None of the brands these creators mention, Louis Vuitton, Prada, Chanel, especially Hermes, need to go to China for production. And here is why. Labels like Made in France and Made in Italy comes with strict restrictions. And brands at that level don't risk compromising that. It's just not worth it.
We're not talking about fakes. We're talking about real bags, real leather, real craftsmanship, just maybe not perfect enough for the Hermes boutique floor. So what did they allegedly do? Instead of destroying them like they used to, which was bad enough, they allegedly repackaged them, shipped them off under third-party names.
Got a lot of requests, do Hermes next. And that's why we're here in the Highland Park Mall.
Italy, made in China, or maybe made in Chile. Oh yeah, that should be a thing, by the way. I have spent over $100,000 of my own money dissecting luxury bags, cutting them open, analyzing every stitch, every layer. Why? Because I had to know what made those bags so expensive.
And then Walmart, of all places, became the dump site. The bags showed up with suspiciously familiar silhouettes, hardware too similar to ignore, stitching that's just barely off from authentic, and now everyone's pointing fingers. I think this was calculated. Hermes needed to cut losses, and Walmart wanted a viral fashion moment. Boom. Mutual benefit.
I need you people to wake up and critically think and stop believing this shit that you see on TikTok, okay?
You mean to tell me you believe that this man is making your Birkins in China? If he's a Birkin artisan, then I'm an astronaut.
It's made in China. I can get that for $12.
Go outside and touch grass. Some of you guys feel like this is your moment to shine and you can finally stick it to people that buy luxury.
But let's be real. They never expected the internet to catch on this fast, and they definitely didn't expect Jane Birkin's daughter to come swinging. Now this is personal. Charlotte Gainsbourg isn't just some random rich girl who grew up around expensive handbags. Her mother is the Birkin, the name, the icon, the legacy.
Goods without like even fact checking anything about any of this information that you're being fed from these factories or people with these TikTok videos, which seemingly have false information, everything from pricing to the bags. Like, I just don't understand. A lot of these luxury brands own their own manufacturing and source product from farms that they own. Hermes owns its own tanneries and crocodile and
So imagine waking up and finding out that the thing your mother helped create, the thing she made legendary, was allegedly being pushed out in Walmart bins next to novelty mugs and grocery totes. I'd be furious too. I think Charlotte is doing exactly what needs to be done, drawing a line in the sand, saying, you don't get to exploit my mom's legacy for a quick cash grab, because make no mistake, this isn't about style. This is about using Jane Birkin's name to sell a lie, and she's not just allegedly suing Walmart. She's sending a message to the whole industry. Stop treating legacy like it's disposable. Stop watering down art into product. This is not what the Birkin was meant to become. You want to know who really blew this thing up? TikTok detectives and Reddit warriors. And I'm obsessed with them. They started comparing bags, posting side-by-sides, zooming in on the handle stitching, matching serial tag placements, digging up international shipping manifests, and matching supplier codes between Hermes vendors and Walmart sellers. You cannot make this stuff up. And what they found? Too many coincidences. Too many production patterns that just so happen to line up with Hermes subcontractors. It's giving, we got caught, and now we're scrambling to clean it up. I think the internet figured it out before the luxury press even dared to mention it. And that's the best part, because it shows you can't lie to customers anymore. Not in 2025. We will find the receipts. And when we do, no amount of PR spin can save you. You know what's louder than any denial? Complete silence. Hermes hasn't said a word. No press release, no lawsuit against Walmart, no protective statement from their CEO. Nothing. And to me, that silence is deafening. Because when you're innocent, you speak up. You protect your name. You defend your legacy. But when you're complicit, or at the very least, cornered, you hide. I think Hermes thought this would blow over. That people wouldn't believe the connection. That luxury customers would never dare associate Hermes with Walmart. But the damage is already done. Because silence isn't just suspicious, it's a signal. A signal that something went terribly wrong behind the scenes, and now they're terrified of discovery. Now this is where it gets wild, because I think someone inside Hermes leaked this whole thing. There's a quiet rumor circulating that an ex-Hermes logistics manager got axed earlier this year after raising concerns about misdirected inventory. Allegedly, this person noticed that some shipments were going to unnamed US distributors that weren't on any luxury retail list. And guess who started showing up in the shipping trails? Yep, Walmart vendors. I think this person knew what they saw, said something about it, and got pushed out fast. And now, that same source is allegedly behind the documents showing that unsold stock was being rerouted. Let's be honest, this doesn't just feel shady. It feels orchestrated, like they were hoping the trail would stay buried under NDAs and third-party shell companies. But if that insider steps forward, game over. Because at that point, it's not a theory, it's a cover-up. This one hurt because there are people, actual rich people, who waited years to get a Birkin. Some bought scarves, shoes, and other items for years to build loyalty and finally get the call. That exclusive Hermes ritual was practically religion in fashion circles. And now, I think that whole VIP list game has been exposed as a scam, because if Hermes was allegedly dumping real Birkins under a white label, then what even is the waitlist for? Are they just playing favorites and funneling bags into mass retail? Quietly to boost numbers? Are they burning one customer base to build another? That exclusivity Hermes sold wasn't just about scarcity, it was about trust. And now it feels like a rigged casino. People are already saying online, why did I spend $40K on pre-spend if Walmart got the same thing for $80? And honestly, they're right to be mad, because I think this waitlist was never sacred. It was just smart marketing. And now the mask is off. Here's the tea that no one wants to say out loud, but I've seen it, and you probably have too. Stylists are scrubbing Birkins off celeb Instagrams, quietly, fast, with zero explanation. Influencers who flaunted Birkins in every photo? Suddenly, archiving posts. Celebs who bragged about their 10-piece collections? Silent. Stylists who used to name-drop Hermes in interviews? Radio silence. Why? Because the bag is now tainted. If this white labeling thing is true, and honestly, I think we all know it is, then celebrities don't want to be caught holding the symbol of a scam. And it's not just about fashion, it's about image. Because no one wants to look like they were part of the illusion. Or worse, caught flexing a bag that might have been sold on rollback next to a George Foreman grill? I think we're watching a mass exodus in real time. And the Birkin, it's becoming a relic of a lie. Let's ask the question nobody wants to touch. Did Walmart know? Because I don't believe for 1 second that a mega corporation like Walmart just accidentally started selling bags that looked suspiciously like $25,000 luxury icons. Come, On. This is a company that tracks shelf space down to the inch. You think they didn't know what was coming in and who was sending it? I think Walmart saw an opportunity to go viral, to sell luxury without the price tag, and they took it. And if this was a coordinated play with Hermes, that's huge. I'm talking corporate collusion to rebrand luxury leftovers as fashion steals under the radar. They didn't slap Birkin on the tag, but they knew what vibe they were selling. The styling, the ads, even the placement. Online, it was calculated. Walmart played dumb. But I think they were way too comfortable watching the bags go viral. And now that the lawsuit is looming, crickets. That silence speaks volumes.
This is the part no one's talking about enough. The resale market is crumbling. For years, Birkins were treated like stocks, like real estate. Flipping Birkins was a business. Resellers built entire empires convincing people these bags would only go up in value. But now they're panicking. I've seen Birkins slashed 40% off in private resale chats. I've seen sellers begging people to act fast before the rumor spreads further. I think the moment the Walmart connection gained traction, the myth collapsed. Because if there's even a chance that Hermes quietly diluted the market with white-labeled bags, then guess what? Your resale investment isn't rare, it's not elite, it's just overpriced leather. And honestly, I don't feel bad, because the resale game was built on manipulation, and now that the pyramid's cracking, the ones at the top are finally feeling what they made everyone else feel, played. I think this is just the beginning. Because if Hermes, the god-tier standard of untouchable luxury, was allegedly willing to sell out for profit, who's next? Let's not pretend this was a one-off. Gucci's already been accused of mass outsourcing. Louis Vuitton has had allegations of copycat designs and production line inflation. Even Dior has had whispers of third-party overlap. This Birkin scandal, it's a spark. And I think the rest of the luxury world is about to catch fire. Brands are scrambling right now, rechecking distribution chains, locking down vendor relationships. You know why? Because they're afraid of getting exposed next. And if more whistleblowers start talking, if more Reddit users dig deeper, we might be looking at the total collapse of the luxury illusion. Because once people realize they've been paying tens of thousands for something being sold next to frozen peas, it's over. This isn't just about Hermes, this is a symptom of a much bigger rot in the luxury industry. Why labeling, mass outsourcing, quiet backdoor deals with big box retailers, it's all part of a hidden system brands don't want you to see, because the truth is, the margins are better when they lie. I think this is going to trigger a massive shakeup. People will start questioning everything, where their designer bags are really coming from, whether exclusivity still means anything, whether craftsmanship has been replaced by clever branding. And you know what? I think this needed to happen because the fashion world has been riding on smoke and mirrors for too long, and now the veil is lifting. At the center of this mess is a name, not Hermes, not Walmart, but Birkin. A name that once stood for class, restraint, and timeless luxury, and now it's tangled in scandal. Charlotte Gainsbourg stepping in isn't just about a lawsuit, it's about protecting a legacy that never should have been touched. It's about saying no to commodifying something sacred. I think the Hermes brand just crossed a line it can't uncross. The Birkin, that crown jewel, it may never mean the same thing again.